All right, I am ready to continue. We are on the getting the one task. So if we take a look at our Cypress test from yesterday, we're on this failing test where we're trying to get the title and then check to see that it's the correct one. So that means that here we click into our task and then we just get this is the title, which is not really all that helpful. But we do have the ID of the task in our URL, which is good. So let's sort of fix this. Now I undid all the code that I had done at the end of the day yesterday because it just wasn't working. So we were trying to I didn't remove did I remove everything? Oh yeah, I removed our impl here too. What happened was we were trying to get a reference to the task, and unfortunately, we had like a double reference. We are getting it from like an RC. It's just not going to live long enough for what we needed to do. So we're just going to need to clone it, which isn't going to be too bad of a thing. If things refresh, it's going to rerun that code and then sort of get that back again. So let's go ahead and rewrite this code again. So we're going to import our store, pub function, get task by ID. So we'll have a reference to self, and I guess we'll have an I. We'll take in the ID, which we know is U32. We're going to return an option with a task inside, and it's going to be owned. Okay, so given this, I now want to search through this. Let's see, what is that going to be? That's going to be a self.task. Well, I think we first need to extract this out. So let the task. I think we want to match it. So we want to match on self.task. We're going to get into an iter, and then we want to filter. We either want to filter, probably a find would be better. Find, okay, so we're going to get our predicate. This is going to now be a task. It's going to be this double reference task. So we want this task.id is equal to this ID here. Okay. That's going to give us an option. So if there's a sum, we're going to have found this task, which is a reference to the task. I now want to return a sum with a task, and we're going to clone it here. And if there's a none, we're just going to return a none. All right, so get task by ID. Now we can use that here. So let's see. Here's our style sheet. Let's grab the task out here. So we're going to do our task. It's going to be equal to, we have our ID as part of the props. Okay, so we're going to do a use store state. We're now going to map through this. This is going to be the store. I want to get the store dot get task by ID. I want to put in that ID, so that's going to be the props dot ID. That should now give us this option, and then we want to unwrap our default. See if this is happy enough. You are. Let's see, do I need to? Oh, store is, this is a function. Maybe I want, it's an RC. I want to get inside of it. Oh, you know what we forgot to do for this store? We need to tell it what type it is. This is going to be a store type. Store type. There we go. That gives us a little bit more information about what we're working with. So now we have this task, which is an option task. Now, the main reason why we're doing an option task here is now we can do a use history. Specifically, we should be able to do that inside of sort of like handling this task. Now I can just sort of match this here. I don't necessarily think that's going to be helpful. I just want to match this. I think this will be a little bit easier. So match task. Okay, so sum, if we get the task, just return it. We could do an unwrap later also, because this is going to handle it like if let sum, because I want to be able to return something. Let's try that instead. Just sort of like thinking through the options here. So let's do an if let none is equal to our task. Okay, so if task is a nothing, and I think we can actually do if task is none, then want to get the history, use history. We can go ahead and unwrap you. You're safe. Then we want to now history push. History to push. Route. Let's go home. So that is going to happen if we try to go someplace that doesn't have one, that doesn't have a task. Okay, so I have an error in here somewhere. Where? I'm looking for the red squiggly. Oh, right here. Expected closing delimiter. Do I? Oh, right there. Accidentally opened one too many. Okay, so now you're happy. Great. So just to test this out, if I go into here, that is just immediately sending me back. So something is going on here. I think what's happening is that the first time we load this, it seems to be a none. So let's not worry about this right away. We may have to deal with this later. That being said, we have our task. If it's a none, so we may have a well, the task has a default, doesn't it? So we can get a default on it as well. So how about this? Unwrap or default, that gives us this option task. If I do another unwrap or default, that will now give me a default task. So now it's just going to be like empty strings for everything, zeros for the IDs. Okay, so that gives me the task here, and I want to replace this text with task.title. We may have to also do this in like a use effect or something. When we refresh, we'll like re-get the task again. We'll have to see. Okay, so if I do that, click on you, and hey, okay, so we're in here. Now, if I go to someplace that doesn't have one, so like 32, for instance, it just errored, not just going to display anything, which is gonna be fine. So we have a default task now. Okay, good to know. That's like not terrible of a response. We'd want an error message, but we're gonna get to those later. Let's head back to Cypress and rerun these tests. That should now pass. Okay, so it gets the title and it sees the actual title of the task, which is great. Now it's trying to get data test completed, and it can't find that. Now completed, let's go to our original. So localhost, oh, what are you running on? I let's see what's. Oh, you're running on 8080 there. Oh, I know. I remember now. We have to actually check Docker to see what the port. So Docker PS. Uh, so we have Postgres. Okay, JS View. It's 60,096. So when I go to that, I want to log in. When we go into there, we have, okay, so I see this like completed, like an X or a check mark, something like that, to show us that it is completed or not. That could be like a text, and then we can give it color or something. I think that would be fine. So we're gonna want some kind of paragraph. Let's come back to here. I'm going to take away this history because uh, that's not working for us. Okay, so text, we have our data test. Okay, so we have our title. I want underneath here, we're going to have, um, I guess, some probably like a div. Then we're going to want to store probably some BB text. And I'm going to want this to be small. So let's bring in, oh, I already have a BB text. And I forget what I need in here. So I need text and a data test. So um do sorry about that. Got a message. Okay, so we need a text. Text is going to be equal to in this case, it's just going to be completed. We're going to have a data test equals, and that's going to be completed. And then there's some other things in here that we can care about. The text type. Right now we have normal and title. We're probably going to want something like small, maybe, as well, because right now normal is really big. Uh, I think normal is going to be fine for this. We'll find out. And then a class. Oh, if we want to give it a class to like color that at all, that'll be fine. So to do, oh, it's just literally class. So we'll do a class. Oh, this one I don't need to do. We're just gonna do this. So BB text completed. Okay, so see my details, and then completed is down here. I want this to be centered now. Is everything going to be centered? Pretty much everything is going to be centered. So I don't see a reason why I can't just have everything be text align center. So let's try this. Let's remove, I don't even think we need that class title anymore. We're going to have text align center be applied to everything inside of this section. So when I save that, okay, not too bad. That being said, I would like to give a little bit more margin for this one right here, which unfortunately is going to be like the rest of the sections down here, isn't it? Or maybe we can do something like this. We'll have our div class equals title. Then we can go back to this title. But inside of Yew, I want you to have a maybe like margin bottom of, let's say, 25 pixels. Now everything else, I think will be fine, right? So this will be, I wonder if that will work. Yeah, okay, so everything is still centered. Everything is still going down like that. Okay. So far, happy with this. Now, I know I'm not a designer, so it doesn't look amazingly great, but we'll worry about that later. If we do. Like, this is not a course on CSS and styling. Okay, so for completed, and then we're gonna have this thing of like whether or not we are completed. This could be more text. This could actually be more text. It could be like a character too, or some kind of what would I want to do with that? Uh, it could be like an icon. I don't have any good icons to use for it. Let's see, what else could we do? We could just, okay, so we could try BB text. Let's try this. So if I do BB text, text equals, now here we have our task. If the task is completed, then I want this to be, oh, and that's going to be an option. So we're going to want a function is completed. And I just want this to be like a Boolean, true or false. So we're going to take in a reference to a task. And we're going to return a Boolean. Okay. So given that, let's do task dot completed at is empty. Oh no, this is going to be it's an option, right? So if it's a sum, then it is obviously completed. So is something. So therefore this would be true if it, okay. There we go there. And now we can do if is completed. Pass in a reference to the task. Okay, so if you're completed, I want to send in that do that other BB text. Text equals I want some kind of like check mark. What am I doing for this? Completed is not, let's actually complete it. It's just literally a check mark character. So that, and I don't know if I need anything else in this. Oh, data test is required, isn't it? It is required. Okay, so data test equals, and that's going to be I guess like completed status. Now, otherwise, I want to do a bb text equals, we'll just do that giant X. Okay, let's try this. Borrow partially moved value task. Oh, because the title's already been removed out. Okay, so let's actually just remove. Let's give it the completed, right? So a reference to task dot completed at, which means well, in this case, I don't really need an entire function anymore. Now we can just do task dot completed at is sum. Okay. Back to here. All right, great. We have a giant X. I then want to move you. Okay, I want you to be on the same line as each other. To me, that is gonna be like let's give it like a class of completed here, and then we can have this be completed. We can have this be a display flex, which actually just might make that all in the same row right now. It does, but now we lost that center. So if we come in and look at this again, so here's that div. We lose the text align, but can we do an align items or align content? Let's see, was it align items? Or is it justify content? Justify content center. That's what it was. And justify content center. Okay, so we're good to go here. The next thing is I do want this to be sort of a red color. And I want our text to be like consistent red across everything else. So when it's not done, that is red. To me, that's going to be something we're going to do here in the BB text. So we have a text type. I'm also going to want a text color. So let's do a pub enum text color. I'm going to derive clone, copy, and partial equal. Okay, so we have normal, in which I don't change the color at all. That will also be our default. Oh, let's not put this between the impls. That will be confusing. Something like that. Okay, so we have normal, and then see, I don't usually like to just say like, hey, I want red. What if I say I want something like warning, error, danger. I sort of go based upon like some of the patterns that I've seen in some other front end frameworks, specifically like the design CSS frameworks. I like those, and I see like danger, warning, a lot for this type of thing, and success, and normal being like just plain. So let's also impl a default for this. And we'll require you. So we'll have our, what's this called? Text color. In this case, I think I can actually just call it, I want to set the color to be an option of text color. And when we bring this in, text let color is going to be equal to props color unwrap or default. And then I might want to like turn this into a series of classes too. So let's impl toString for text color. So we're going to match on self. Gonna do both of you. Okay, so we're gonna go to the end of you, copy you. All right, so okay, quote quote. We'll make you normal, danger, and then we'll to-owned this at the very end. Okay, so now we have a toString on this too. Okay, so we get our color. I kind of don't need this to be a text color, do I? I think we can just make this color. Then down here, okay, so we have normal text and we have title text. No matter what this is, we want to be able to set the color on that. So this is classes. And so for each of these classes, we also need to set in like the text color for that. So let's do our color is color. And then inside of here, we'll do color.toString. Same thing for you. To-owned toString. Okay, and now we need to handle the styles for this. So right now we have like the in both up around here. It's like rule 3 is not being violated yet, but I am not super happy with this so far. So also looking at this, we're gonna have, let's see, it's gonna be like a style sheet around this. It's gonna be like a P class in here. I may want to wrap this in like another style sheet and have a tag around it. And then maybe not make this a P tag, but like have a have this be like a span or something. And then the P tag is above it. I might end up wanting to do something like that. Let's see. Let's I want to remove these colors. I don't need you either. Okay, so we're back to working here. Okay, so we match the text type. That's actually being returned, which is returning, like the H1 and this. Oh, I could put a span around it that sets the color. So what if I did something like this? Do HTML you come in here, and then I guess you're gonna need to be in a brackets like that. There, that'll make you slightly happier. Now, I want you outside of this to have like a span. And we'll put in a class, class equals, and this will be our color toString. And we'll close this span down here. Now we can handle the colors fairly easy. I might also want to like break these out. Like maybe they should be different, different types of components as well. I don't know completely for sure yet. I'm going to leave it like this for right now and sort of like see how this feels. Now that being said, setting the color and setting like a style sheet on this will be a little bit tough because I need another fragment on top. Maybe what I want is this to be the p tag. We're gonna have to have like the style sheet go on here. Then inside of here, you're all not I guess like you're still H1, you're still p tag. Maybe we'll have to like make you display in line for each of these. So like display in line so you don't sort of make things weird. And then here, even if we set the class, that's not going to work for us, is it? I wonder if I just want to like switch over and like add in another like a vector of classes. Ah man, okay. So I'm going back and forth on like how exactly I want to sort of deal with this. Uh okay, let's not handle any of this right now. I want to do a little bit of experimentation with the classes here. So to begin with, let's undo our display in line. Everything should still be the same, except we're now passing in, we are successfully passing in the color. We're not using it yet. Now, in normal text, we have class as a string. What if okay, so we have this CSS here, so classes, we have the style sheet, we have this class. I want to just sort of like in the middle here, I want to do let sort of like test classes equals, I want this to be a vector of class, which is one string, and let's do another one too. Like we'll just do testing. And I want to put this as a vector inside of here. So test classes. Can this macro take a vector of things, or do I have to sort of like split them apart? We're going to find out. So this is going to be a P style normal text. So back to here. Also no errors. Let's see if we can find this. Okay, so I have class, stylist, and then testing in it. And now, if this other class was passed in, what if I have like a third one, just in case I didn't pass one in? So other, to owned. Yeah, okay, look, we have classes, the stylist, we have testing, and we have other. Okay, so we can pass in a full vector of these. Okay, that makes me a lot happier. So I think now what we can do is we can have a class get added in here. So you're going to be now a vector of strings. And so these are like, I don't want to use classes because we already have the classes macro and that's just going to be confusing to look at. We're not going to use you. And we're going to just have class in here. And we're going to do the same thing down here. The vec string. And you get added in down there. Okay, so now I think we can wrap this around with like a span and then match on those classes. Also, props clone, unwrap our default. Right, okay, so we're gonna have now a vec. So it's gonna take in that class, and I also want to take in the color to string and do the same thing down here. Okay, let's also, for the HTML, want this to be let's do like a span. We're going to create another style sheet that goes on here. Okay, so what do I want to do for this? For dot normal, we don't really want any changes, do we? So really, this is gonna be dot dot. What do I call it? Danger. So for dot danger, I want you to be color, and we'll just choose red for right now. Now for the other text, like we could do a dot normal and change the text, change the color around, make it something slightly different. What if I do color is not that like is like antique white or something like that? What if we just do white? Sort of like see how that ends up looking. You're upset. Oh right, you're gonna now need to be inside of brackets like that. It's, and you'll have a class. I guess we can also give like just some other CSS to add in directly too. That could work as well. Oh, right, because we could add that as the class. It wouldn't be a class string anymore. It'd have to be something else we'd have to add in as well. That could be another interesting way to deal with it. Let's continue with this for right now though, and play around with it. So you're going to be our style sheet. Okay. No errors. So this is all very white up here. Probably do want to change it to be slightly something else. Um, that is not set. So for one task, oh, that's because we need to set the color now. So color is going to be equal to color, import bbtext color, danger. Oh, and it needs to be, oh, no, this will work. Hey, there we go. And now we have a red sort of like completed X. I don't like this white. I think it's like a bit too, it's a bit too strong. So we're gonna find this quickly. I want to just make you anything different. Else blue could be one. I want to make it nice and like bright, but not as like brownish. We can do dark gray. I don't know. I don't like gray as color choices. Floral white could be good. Let's try that. Floral white. Okay, back into here. Normal is now Laurel white. Okay, so our completed is a nice bright X here. Okay, so let's come back to here. What am I missing? You're looking for it and it's never found. Let's try running these tests again. Okay, so then it's trying to find data test completed. Oh, and expects it to contain an X. Okay, so it wants the completed to be around the entire thing. So when we select this, what are you selecting? Okay, so I actually want this thing to have the data test instead of the other one. But because these are X's here, let's put our data test right here. Which means I don't need to add you in here anymore. Which means you also don't need this anymore. Simplifies a little bit, removes a little bit of our duplication. Let's see, did you... I want to make sure that that worked. I don't see that yet. It's still on the P tag. Did you have an error? I do have an error. Where is that? It's right here. Okay. You need to be. Oh, you need to be like destructured, or we can clone it. Let's try dereferencing it. Fine. We'll clone it. Did test. Clone. That makes you happy. Okay, now it should be here. We should be able to see that. There we go. There's our data test. We have this as completed status, and oh, that's our other problem. Okay, completed status. This wraps around. Oh no, everything is fine. Oh wait a second. I didn't need this. Hold on. Forgot where things were. Okay, let me undo this. No, that's fine. Blur white is okay here. The problem here is that this doesn't need a data test at all. This is like maybe completed like text, and you are completed. That's what I'm really missing. Which one needs to be the data test completed? Let's try this. Aha, that worked. Okay. So we got that. It's containing that X. Okay, great. Now next is data test priority. So it's now looking for the priority. And if we look at the other project, uh, that's essentially going to be exactly the same thing. So I think we can set that up really quickly. We're gonna have to here div bb text equals priority data test equals, I guess this will be priority text or like the label for it or something, and then another one. So text equals this is going to be, okay, so we have a priority, we have this is going to be, oh, like the A, B, and C. So if we have a priority, because it's possible that we don't have, oh no, I think a priority always exists. Right? Okay. I think it's always going to exist. I think by default it's going to be like a or B or something. I don't remember. This is going to be our task dot priority, and we're going to do a data test equals priority. Let's see how this feels. You are okay. So this is an option care. So let's try unwrap or default. And you, oh, it needs to be a string. Okay, so that's good for us to know. To display it to, I mean, I guess we can do like an as stir, right? Like can I do like an into to turn it into a string? Type annotations needed. Okay, so into, ooh, we could do like a string from. However, the easiest way to take care of this would be go back into the store and just say, sorry, you can't be a char. You have to be a string. And now back to here, unwrap our default, save you, and see if that makes you any better. Okay, no other errors, so we should be fine. Let's see if we got a priority in here. Here we do. Okay, priority B. Now I kind of want to put these two together. So this div, we have this as like a completed, but really I kind of want this to be like it's a clumping. It's like a row of things. So what if we have this be a like I don't know, I'll just call this a row for right now for a lack of anything else to call it. And I'll call you the same thing. I also wonder if I need to create this as a um, create this as some kind of molecule, basically like two text things next to each other. I don't know what to call that yet, so I'm not going to create it right now. I'm going to sort of wait to see if another pattern occurs. Uh, okay, and so there we have that B. Um, if we wanted to have a sort of like a color based upon the priority, like we have in this version, um, I don't actually know if the priority sort of like changes. Uh, color, I don't remember anymore. It's actually, oh, you know what? We can just change it. Let's go into here. Let's play around with this. We'll edit you. We'll make you like an A. Oh, look at that. Okay, so no matter what, it's the same color. So we just need another color added in here. Okay, easy enough. Let's go into our BB text and add in another color option. Okay, so we have normal, danger, and let's do something like success might be green. Um, it's not gonna be something. How about like in info? Um, then, oh, I need to add in here. So we'll now do a info color is, I think, I want like light blue. I don't know if that's an actual CSS color. We're gonna find out. Oh, I do need to also send that as the color. So that would be to this one right here. Color equals color info. Ah, there you go. So it's like a night blue. It's not as bright as the other one, but it works. It's serviceable. Okay, I like that. And now, if we run our Cypress test, now it should get past that section. Let's see. So, oh, it failed on the title. So it contains I am a task. So what happened? Do I have like an error? I have no error here. That's fine. Let's try to recreate this. Head back to here. I don't have like any manual way to log out yet, so we're just gonna have to do this with deleting local storage. I want to create a new account, sort of like to play with what we got. So add in something like that. So we click on the first one. See my details. So that's fine. And okay, so that's there. Why are you upset? Assert that 313 include task, and then it includes I am a task. Uh, oh wait, did it try to get the second one? Default to do items. Oh, should load the details for a single task. Okay, so we get that one. So create the account, submit it, get the task link. First, click it. Okay, so that is there, and then I think it's trying to get the second task, but it's really the first one here. Ooh, okay, so we might have a bug in the tests. We will have to look into that. I'm going to look into that before we continue for the next one. Either I'll fix it or I'll figure out what's going on. So, anyways, I am at the end of the time for this lesson right now. I'm going to go ahead and end, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.